like your FF1 chap, there's a rush to get signed off for this. There isn't a rush. And people want to get that, they want to go sit fly with their friends. Encouraging people to do backtrack jumps. Take your friend and go backtracking. You know, backtrack alongside each other. One of you on your belly, the other one's on your back. Obviously, normal tracking rules applies and anything else. But people don't do enough of that. And actually, if someone can backtrack really well, that's going to help them get them out of trouble in a bigger group. So you start putting 6 free flyers in the sky, and the amount of sky you've got starts to get reduced where you're heading. And the thing is, when people break off from FS, everyone has this nice kind of like turn, and everyone, if you have a 6-way, everyone will kind of be heading down their 6th of the sky. I've seen it with Freefly, where actually you've got, you know, only half of the sky is being used. You know, there's 2 guys going opposite like that, and then everyone else kind of heading this way. And every now and then I've kind of gone, do you know what, I'm really glad I'm not good at backtracking, because it's given me that bit of extra distance to get me out of town a little bit. So yeah, backtracking jumps, really useful, really handy. And they're great fun as well. If you've got someone doing a belly jump and someone doing a backtrack jump, maybe you like swap it over and things. Really great fun, like some of the most fun jumps you'll have. That's a fairly good overview of all this. So once someone's passed, alright, or they've done a jump that you are happy with, as a coach, it is not your job to give them the sticker. That's down to the CCI. Now this is where, if you haven't got it all in frame, then you are the one that's going to, the CCI's going to think, there's coach rating, we didn't keep this guy in the frame all the way down. So he's going to view this and look at this. The other thing he's going to be looking at is, it's not your decision at the end of the day, it's his decision to give the person a sticker. You know, this coach has said to me that he feels this guy is safe. I'll watch the video and I need to come to the same conclusion. And this is where, if the guy actually hasn't reached a reasonable standard, then actually, you know, the CCI's going to go, really, you thought this guy was safe enough? I'm not really sure about you as a coach. So it's always a tricky one, because in the end, at the drop zone, there ends up being no one that isn't your friend, right? If you're here for a while, right, and you're coaching, you get to know everybody, you have a cup of tea with them, everyone is your friend, and you desperately want to sign them off. You want them to get signed off. But they also, at the end of it, the CCI has to look at that video, and you're on trial, your judgment is on trial, and the person flying is on trial. So it needs to be pretty accurate with what you're suggesting. The safest way to do it is, in fact, to say, to go to someone like Mark and go, Mark, I've got this guy, videoed him. I've got my own thoughts, but I want us to hear your opinion. So actually, you haven't incriminated yourself and said, I think this guy should be passed. Mark's sort of looking at it and going, cool, yeah, that's really good. That was really stable there. Oh, look at that transition. Yeah, he's all right, isn't he? You can then kind of get a feel for whether you feel you should say, yeah, I mean, I feel that I think he's good enough for the FF1. What do you think? You can kind of like, but if you go in there incriminating yourself, saying, oh, this guy really, really good, watching it. I don't think so. You've, you can make yourself look a bit daft as well. It's often, the BPA mentioned this actually in their thing, I think it's quite good. It's often quite good to land and just say to your student, yeah, we'll talk about your jump in a minute, let's pack our parachutes and we'll get the video out. And I would suggest that he would probably be a slower packer than you, as a general rule. What you can do at that point, you can watch the video, you can come up with what really happened, like the real cause of events, and have a debrief in your mind. Pack your parachute, and then, you know, have the discussion. So, what do you think happened at jump, or how do you think it went? Get their turn of events, and you've already got a nice answer for them. You've already debriefed them. Very often we can land, and what we're thinking in our head is very different to what the video is actually seeing. I would say that 50% of what I perceive to have happened really happened. So debriefing as you're wandering back from the flight line. Often you can find yourself having to backtrack later and saying, oh yeah, do you know what, I did say that, didn't I? I didn't really mean it, because it didn't really happen. And so the perception of what happened and what really happened, you want to try and get that right. So have a few things up your sleeve as you're wandering back from the landing area. So you went to a holiday in Cyprus last week. How was that? Was that good? Were you jumping over there? Talk about anything else except the jumping. Anything. And then get in and view the footage yourself. Yeah. If you're filming on a camera that's got a screen, then you can, you're invariably going to land for the student as well. It's general rule. So you can land, have a quick look at it then, and then you can verify what you think happened, what really happened. You'll be surprised how wrong you get it. I get it wrong all the time.